You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Yes, baby, this is the draft edition because we're getting ready to hit you with who the Bears should pick with their 20th pick. I've got some ideas. Rich, I know you've got some ideas. It's a lot of things going on out there. But first of all, let's get into it. When you break down, what are your top picks right now? Just off the board, who are your top picks?
How many top picks you want?
I don't know. How many can you
How many do you need?
I say we should break down the first four. At least give the people the first four so they know what we're working with.
Well, looking at who the first three teams are and what we've heard about San Francisco. San Francisco is that third pick that we just don't know.
Right. They're the wild card.
Let's look at it. So we know Trevor Lawrence is – where's Trevor Lawrence going?
I would say San Francisco, but then I've heard other pundits say
you think Trevor Lawrence is not going to get drafted by Jacksonville?
I would say.
Number one.
Okay. So let's go number one. All right. You're right.
I'm just saying, who does Jacksonville have for a quarterback right now?
I don't even know who they have on their team anymore. I don't know their running backs. All I know is one wide receiver.
I have to ask if Jacksonville is that even a city in the United States of America right now? Like, where is that's right there in Florida. Okay.
But I mean, they have a chance. Seriously, all jokes aside, you have a chance with Urban Meyer. You have a chance to bring in the Trevor Lawrence to reshape, redesign. In fact, you know what? This would be a perfect time for them to redesign their uniforms again in those ridiculous black, gold, and turquoise colors.
I like those colors, though. I like them. They're different.
And if you're a hip-hop group.
Well, I like hip-hop.
Well, then that's the group for you. I just don't like that Jaguar. There's something about it. It looks ridiculous.
Tell me you're not waiting on that Jaguar to turn into an Autobot or something. That would be awesome. Awesome, amazing.
It would be even awesomer if they didn't suck.
They played football like an Autobot. I know.
Yeah. I think you could do some block lettering, throw a little of that tropical vibe, give it some jungle look, some Wakandan. You throw some Wakandan look in there, and then, you just got, you got some Jaguars. You got a Jaguar just sitting there going, he's like, yeah, that could work, man. He's holding the football. He's like, yeah. So, okay. So, top pick. You say number one pick?
Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
I don't see how he doesn't get picked. Unless he comes up and you get some kind of crazy background story where, anyway, I'm not even going to throw that in the atmosphere.
And the only way I think he doesn't get picked is if you find out that he works for like the Red Skull and he's trying to take over the world. I mean, right before the draft. I don't know.
Well, in that case, he definitely gets picked number one.
He does look like a thin super soldier. I'm just saying, looks like he could be in the super soldier project. So, okay, we're going to go with Trevor Lawrence as number one. Now, here's where it gets stupid. After number one, I have no idea what's getting ready to happen.
New York Jets have to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, but if you go after Zach, if you go after the BYU quarterback, because I'm not even going to give him a name right now. If you go after the BYU quarterback, something's wrong with you because you had that in the quarterback you just shipped away. He's the same dude. He is the same dude. Oh, he just is a rookie. Yeah, they're going to suck. I mean, when you talk about suck, it's going to be a while. You keep going after these young kids and see what's going to happen. It's going to be bad stuff for you, buddy. It's going to be bad.
So who do you go after then? They have to get a quarterback. This is kind of like a given.
You have to get a quarterback, but I don't think it's the quarterback that they think that they should get. I don't think that that's what they should do. I'm just saying. Okay, I'll give you Trevor Lawrence, but I'm not going Zach Wilson at number two. I'm not. I mean, that's conventional wisdom. I wouldn't do it.
Okay,
I wouldn't do Mac Jones. I would go if I were a betting man right now. I would probably. Well, no, ain't no probably. I know who I go get. I would get a quarterback from Ohio State. That's
so you
who
want to get Justin Fields.
I would get Justin Fields.
Okay.
That would be my pick at number 2. I think that would be a perfect. I think when you talk about the way that this is going to shake out 1-2, I think Justin Fields is your number 2 quarterback.
Okay. So let's go with number 3. And that has been the question that we've all wanted to get answered. San Francisco, did they not move up?
They did.
They did. Okay. Don't they already have Garoppolo they traded for some years ago? And my question is, wasn't Garoppolo working?
Still working there.
He's not.
He's there.
He's okay. For all intents and purposes, he's not that guy from Kansas City. We know. There's not too many that are. Right. But he was getting the job done, right?
Right. That's all you have to do is get the job done. Play defense around him, give him some supporting cast. And if Kyle Shanahan is such an offensive guru as it's thought to be, then I think, it should be a no-brainer.
No-brainer what?
Not to pick Mac Jones. I think it should be a no-brainer. It just something to me sounds, when you move all the way up to the 3rd spot to get a quarterback that you could get at the spot you were sitting in, it sounds kind of Ryan Patience to me. Now, maybe this is retribution. Maybe this is cosmic retribution for what the 49ers did to the Bears by snooking them and accepting their shenanigans. So maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe John Lynch, this is what you get for trying to be nickel slick. But I want
to correct you real quick on that. The 49ers weren't slick. You can't be slick with somebody that gives you something. It's like when the guy tells the other girl, yeah, I'm crazy. And then the girl doesn't believe that he's crazy. And then she gets with him anyway and then wonders why he's crazy. I mean, that's kind of how that situation was. I don't think San Francisco really finessed the Bears out of or I should say into what's that guy's name we just got rid of? I don't even want to talk about him no more.
Oh man, I don't know why everybody is doing. Don't do. I'm like my niece now. You don't come for twitchy Mitchy around me, man.
You called him twitchy.
Because you have to be twitchy, man. Have you seen how many times that boy was under duress? It would be a twitch too, Jack. You were like, oh Lord, here they come again. No, dog. He had to run for his life, sir. He wasn't just running for running. He was running for. He looked like, how you look at the Animal Planet and you see the antelope and they've wandered out and they're out grazing and they're like, wow, this is an amazing day. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. What was that? It sounded like, oh my God, there's an animal bearing down on me. Have you ever seen them run? You seen antelopes run for their life? That was Mitchell Trubisky. He was running for his life, son. And just thank God that Ndamukong Suh still didn't play for the Lions.
How was he running for his life? Because he wasn't as fast as an antelope.
Well, it
was more like a sloth out there running.
Let me tell you something. For a bear, that was nimble running. He was moving, Jack. There were many days that you could think Mitchell Trubisky could be the leading rusher in this game because he had to run. He had to run for it was one of those things where you just ran and you were just like, Mama, no, help, Mama, ow! And then he went down.
The bad part, you're not even joking. That's the funny part.
No, it was real. You were just sitting there like, run, baby, please run. You were like, ooh, Jesus, just Lord help that boy so he didn't get killed. Jesus, just Yeah, his mama called in on the prayer line many a Sunday morning. Yes, she did. She did. So let's move on to the Falcons at number 4.
Before you talk about the Falcons, are you aware? I've heard a rumor that Julio Jones may be on the trade block.
I've heard this ridiculous rumor, and unless you're trading Julio Jones to a contender, you still got Matt Ryan there. I mean, what are you going to do with a 34-year-old, 33-year-old Julio Jones?
Okay. But you got the 4th round pick.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, you still have Julio Jones. You still have Zach Wilson, which you say is a younger version of Sam Darnold, but still has potential.
I see where you're going here with this rip sizzle, and I don't like it.
But Matt Ryan ain't that young either. He's been playing for a while. I've heard the rumor that they could be shopping for a tight end, but haven't they? Where do you see them going?
I'm just saying right now.
You're taking an offensive lineman yet.
Are you rebuilding? If you're the Atlanta Falcons right now, are you rebuilding or are you trying to give Matt Ryan support to make another run? Now, if you're telling me that the run is over and they need to get a running back, wide receiver, quarterback, line, then yeah, it should have been time maybe then that you thought about moving Matt Ryan maybe to some place like the Bears who are desperate for anyone. So you just move him in his $50 billion contract. I'm saying right now, if I move Julio Jones, it's for assets. That something about that word never comes out right. I don't know what it is.
You said it fast enough. It's fine.
Okay, great. So when you're trying to move him, I'm trying to send out packages. I'm trying to get some picks. I'm trying to fill 4 spots with one. So if you want to send me a first-round pick for him and a third and maybe some 5th and 6th next year, and however you want to do it, that's cool with me, Daddy. You can get it worked out. But yeah, I'm not holding on to Julio. Listen, Julio Jones has killed me in fantasy the past 3 years, so I'm not holding on to Julio Jones. Let me tell the listeners, let me go right back in the time machine. Let me go back in the Wayback Machine.
Thank you for listening to The Sizzle.
Okay, in the Wayback Machine, listen, there was a time I went to do a draft. I had to go to work, and it went to a damn nabbit auto draft. Okay, cool. That happens to everybody. My first 2 picks that year, I had the 9 and the 10 slot.
Oh,
so I had that back to back, which it's an advantage if you play it right, but it played completely wrong. My 2 picks that year was Odell Beckham and Julio Jones. Needless to say, Odell Beckham, I think, got injured in the 3rd game of the season.
Yeah.
And Julio Jones was injured by game 7.
Yeah.
It was a wrap, dog. It was a wash for my team pretty much after that. I mean, I'm probably ended somewhere in the middle, but it was bad. And so as the story keeps going, yeah, I don't like Julio Jones.
Okay.
He angers me.
Okay.
He angers me with his Wakandan body and his.
But like you said, all that in consideration, can you trade him to a contender that has spots available with the cap space?
I think somebody's calling you right now to figure that out. I think they're trying to get Julio Jones. And here's the thing. Here's one thing I'll throw out there just to put it in the mix in the gumbo is I think that the Chicago Bears should have moved Allen Robinson to get assets. Because right now, if you're doing the 1-year thing, are you seriously saying that you're going to the Super Bowl? Now, if you can tell me, Matt Nagy, that you're going to the Super Bowl, yeah, then cool. I tell you what, Matt Nagy, then you keep Allen Robinson, you keep this whole merry band of misfits. But if Allen Robinson is going to net you a 1st-round pick and maybe a 2nd or a 3rd, I think I'd do it. If he nets me multiple picks, I would move Allen Robinson.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you get rid of Allen Robinson, you pretty much have taken your hands, grabbed the flag, and waved that white flag all over the place.
Didn't you do that when you brought in Andy Dalton? And you still got Nick Foles sitting there. Nobody even knows if Nick Foles is in Chicago anymore.
They didn't jettison him somewhere to the CFL or something?
There. I mean, you're going to wait till after the draft to trade him.
Okay.
Great job, fellas. Just wait till there are no more picks. We'll use him for next year.
He has the name, though. You can move him somewhere for a 7th round or something. I mean,
well, maybe you should do that right before the draft. How about that? Because you're gonna have to get rid of that $30 million. You've got millions of dollars. You had to cut Kyle Fuller. Now I know that you are a Kyle Fuller hater, but I like
Kyle Fuller. I just don't think that given the defense that we have right now, he's what do you call that? Expendable.
Now you're going to say that Akeem Hicks is expendable too.
I like Akeem Hicks. I'll never say that about him. I'll never say that about anybody bigger than me.
So, okay. So let's say you get rid of Julio Jones. At number 4, who do you pick? Who do you take with that number 4 pick?
Well, that's why you've got an Alabama receiver.
You do. You've got a lot of you have an LSU receiver. You got Jamar Chase, you have Devonta Smith, and you have probably Jalen Waddle. I'm not big on Waddle as much as some people are, because I think Waddle could be just something about him seems like he's an injury-prone player waiting to happen. But the interesting one here in all of this whole calamity is Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida.
That's who CBS has.
Do you take a
I was reading and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But CBS also mentioned something about the Bears getting the tight end, and I'm like, do you not follow that they've got about 8 tight ends on their roster and probably another 7 or 8 potential people that could play tight end on their roster as well? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So do you go after a tight end, or do you fortify that line? Do you start now the real rebuilding process with the Oregon offensive tackle? Do you get the best lineman in the draft right now and start the process?
If you get rid of Julio Jones, you have to replace him.
Okay.
So wait and see what happens on Thursday. With that, and that'll answer up a lot of questions, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see right now when you have, I don't know, you got Calvin Ridley sitting there, and they're determined to make him the number 1 receiver. Okay, that might work. But you got a lot of questions to answer. And now, here's the thing, Rich. After number 4, Bengals, Dolphins, Lions, Panthers, Broncos, and Dallas. Let's just round up the top 10. The one team I have no idea what the Sam Skippy they're going to do is the Bengals. Nobody knows what Cincinnati's getting ready to do. You would think, though, out of all of the teams, Cincinnati would go after Jamar Chase. You would think that would be a perfect fit.
Yes, they need a receiver.
Yes.
I was getting ready to say, like, that's almost a no-brainer. With all the receivers that you have that can go in the first round, you have to capitalize on it. You have your franchise quarterback. You still have, well, you got rid of Giovanni Bernard, but you still have Joe Mixon, right?
Let me go.
I got to ask nowadays that so much has been moving around.
They are
confirmed, but I'm
concerned about Joe Burrow. That's my thing. I'm concerned that he'll ever be look, man, that kind of leg injury, it's cute. You're on commercials now and you're doing these new ridiculous uniforms that they have. Yeah, bro, that's a bad injury. That was a bad injury.
But look,
I like Joe Burrow, though.
Joe Burrow was throwing to the vending machine worker and was still making plays. So you got to give him something to compliment, right?
Popcorn, and football.
Yeah.
Got it, Joe.
You want the popcorn? Whoop! Got it.
The Bengals, after the game, will be having open trials for any vendors who want to come out. We need a slot receiver and some backup tight ends. Meet us downstairs.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think you have to go with a wide receiver at that position. I think we're in lockstep there. But here's where it gets tricky. Now you got the Dolphins on the board.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the Dolphins stay there, or do you think they move?
This is where your boy, our guy, that old Ryan Pace, this is where I think Ryan Pace starts to try and make his move. This is where the non-slinky shankster just comes in and tries to get a number 7 pick. Now, right now, we've already said there are 2 quarterbacks off the board right now, right?
Yes.
And we still got Zach Wilson out there just kind of hanging around, just kind of doing his thing. I think this is where the Bears try and strike and would draft Zach Wilson.
Okay. Zach Wilson.
It wasn't even a fight. Like,
I was thinking you might have gone Trey Lance.
I'm thinking that Trey Lance would be your best option. But
I don't think
talking
Mac
about the
Jones,
Bears.
I don't think Mac Jones. I think Zach Wilson goes a lot earlier. Somebody makes that mistake, and Mac Jones is still available.
Mac Jones, Trey, if you give me probably between the two. Now, if you're telling me that he doesn't go number 2, then I think Zach Wilson. But if Mac Jones is sitting there, the Bears would take him. And you talk about Mitchell running for his life. Wait till you see. That. Oh, God. Oh, that's too funny. Can you imagine Mac Jones trying to run for his life?
They were trying to make Russell Wilson run for his life.
Look, man, you remember how it worked for Nick Foles? Man, let me tell you something. Mac Jones is a better armed Nick Foles. That's all I'm telling you. It's gonna be bad, bro.
Hey, Nick Foles had some magic though. There was some there were a game or two where it was like, how in the world?
It was a game or two until somebody, like, it was like a bad Soul to Soul song. Somebody knocked him back to life, back to reality. They slap him and he gets just carted off. Like, probably the worst hit I remember ever seeing was when he got hit playing for the Jaguars. And at that moment you were like, oh, Nick Foles is dead. Oh God, he's dead. And then with the Bears, you were just waiting for it, like, it's coming. And then one day they gave it to you. Nick Foles gets hit and carted off the field. He was on the cart like,
somebody had to go grab his finger.
Yeah, they were like, oh, just put it up, sir. He was like, so what is this? They're like, this is called your thumb, sir. That's your thumb.
So hypothetically, let's just say the Bears don't get aggressive and the Dolphins, they keep that spot. You've almost got to go with an offensive lineman, right?
No, I think hypothetically you have to, in this scenario, from my perspective, you've got to give Tua some playmakers. You've got to give him something else to really go after. This is where Devonta Smith comes in for me.
Okay.
A little undersized, but a speedster. He reminds me of one of those boys that could have played with the Rams in the day. He's like one of those Marshall Faulk dudes. He's fast. I mean, he's lightning fast. Now, is he durable? I don't know. But I think it would be, hindsight would say you need a lineman. But I think you got a player like Devonta Smith there. You've got some of these guys. I think you take him.
Who do you have as your quarterback right now in Miami? Are they stuck with Tua?
I think they like Tua a lot. I think they really like Tua a lot. I mean, you got to give him what can you do? You got to see at least what he can do. You got to protect him. But I think so many times we hear teams say that they need to protect their quarterback, but they don't do the things they need to do to protect the quarterback. They never build the lines first. And then you just keep going out getting little gadget players and hoping maybe they survive long enough that they won't get killed. It might be the same thing. Miami has a bad habit. You know, I know Jay Sizzle loves Dan Marino, and I give him a lot of grief about it. But Dan Marino is probably still not the greatest quarterback never to win a Super Bowl, but for all those years Dan Marino was in Miami, he never had everything together. He never had a line, running back, and receivers that all worked in concert together.
Right.
Or like the defense sucked. Miami was always a calamity. So now they have a defense that works. Now you got to put something together with that offense. So you know what? I wouldn't be mad if they took a lineman, but what at this point, where would you say they would go?
I can't say his name.
But
he's like,
well,
yeah. I mean, we were talking about vending machines. He's the size of a vending machine. And he's pretty durable.
Yeah, he's graded out as probably the best offensive lineman in this draft. So
why not? You have the luxury. You have your franchise quarterback that you're gonna roll with. I'm rolling with Tua.
Okay.
So why not? And you have picks behind him.
Right.
Why not? Don't play with it. Grab him now while he's available. Okay. Because before other people start looking, it's like, well, why not try to grab this to go down, trade down? Mm-hmm. I'm not trading down if he's still available. I know I need to enhance my line. I'm not doing it.
All right. So number 7, some mock drafts, this is where Sewell, somewhere in there, if he doesn't go in the top 4, this is where he falls. But what's your number 7 for the Detroit Lions? Who would you pick at this moment right now?
They need receivers too.
Oh, okay.
And okay. We've touched a lot of names on the receiving line, and any of them right now will fit the bill in Detroit, in my opinion. So you go with whatever you feel that Jared Goff throws best to. Does he go speed or does he go size? Or does he want a little combination of both? Pick them and keep going.
Okay. So we're saying a receiver somewhere for the Lions. Let's move to the Panthers. Panthers making an interesting trade. They trade Teddy Bridgewater to the Denver Broncos, which opens up a question about
what they get for him.
A 6th-round pick.
What?
Yeah.
So who? Wait. Denver gave up a 6th round for Bridgewater. Do the Bears just not have any good trade partners?
No, they're not in the. What happens is you have to be in the Bears circuit. You have to be on their network, their trade network, and obviously, Denver. I don't know. I don't think the Panthers, but I thought the Panthers were on their trade market, their destination list. But obviously, something is going amiss and awry because I'm beginning to believe Ryan Pace is actually, he reminds me of John Walker. He's like the bad Captain America. Yeah, that's what he is.
But even John Walker tried. At least he tried. May have been,
but he lied. He kept trying and lying. That's what the thing.
Okay, but trying and lying sometimes same thing. You know what I'm saying? You lying to try. Try to lie. I don't know, but at least you're trying. I mean, what are you doing? You're not trying at this point.
Yeah.
You are saying, "Hey, man, I know I suck, but my job's secure, so forget y'all." That's basically what's being said. I don't like that.
Well, Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network reported that Carolina will receive the 191st selection in the deal. Adam Schefter reported that they will pay $7 million of Bridgewater's salary, while the Broncos will take on 3.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Carolina's pick number 8.
Mm-hmm. So with Carolina, we're talking about Carolina. You would think now they're in the mix. They need a quarterback.
Wait a minute. Didn't they trade for Darnold?
Yeah, but you still need a quarterback behind him, don't you? Or do you need a lineman?
Well,
see, now you got questions, because the overwhelming thought was you needed defense. So you're going after a cornerback or somebody. But now you made an investment into Sam Darnold. You traded away his backup or main person. So you're going to have to protect him.
You are going to have to protect him, but you also have to give him something to throw to, which is what the Jets didn't do.
Okay.
You know, but you're right. You need to protect him because I remember they were talking about the infamous Bridgewater that destroyed the Bears when he played for the Saints and looked very humanly when he played with the Panthers. And that defense from the Bears got at him early and often, and it was So if you got nobody back there for Darnold, how long is Darnold going to last?
So you got to put somebody, and maybe this is where I don't see any running backs coming up in the first round, but you definitely, you have to get somebody. You have to get somebody that can help. So maybe like Northwestern's tackle or Darshaw from Virginia Tech. There's somebody you have to bring in. And in doing that, I think that can work.
Okay.
So if we move on, going from there, quickly, we're going to go to the Broncos.
Denver, yeah. Which,
so, like, they don't need a quarterback now.
No, they need everything but a quarterback.
So guess what, buddy? Guess what? Oh, Batman Daddy. Batman Daddy. This is where Ryan strikes again. Ryan couldn't get up in the pick. He tried. He couldn't get up there, but he's coming back for Denver.
Okay.
He has Denver love. And this is where he takes the quarterback I actually like. Because we're not going to do all the way to 20 because that just sucks. We're not going to go all the way down there. But there is one quarterback that I'm fond of. Now, I know everybody else isn't that fond of. But there's this,
I'm all ears.
Oh, okay. Well, now that your ear is here, there are three quarterbacks. You know, the Bears have been talking about all these second-round quarterbacks. You got somebody from Florida. You got a guy now from Stanford. But you got a guy at Texas. You got this kid at Texas, and you think to yourself, he checks all the boxes. 4-year starter, mobile, good arm, knows how to dissect defenses.
Okay.
I don't know about you, Rich Sizzle, but if you're looking to implement Matt Nagy's system, you're looking at who is it that would really help me. You need a quarterback who can come in and start putting some things together.
Come on, man. The patience is killing me.
Yeah, well, okay. So you got three quarterbacks out here. You got Mills, Trask, and you got Munn. Okay? You got some young guys that you're thinking about. Who's moving up on boards now is Kaelin Munn. That is one of the cats that you're going to see. You're going to hear a lot about Kaelin. You're going to hear a lot of talk about him coming in. His percentage, his win percentage, what he's done through his career. Kaelin Munn. Bears move up, get the 9th pick, and pick Kaelin Munn.
That is something the Bears would do.
Yep.
You want to know why I say that? Because I agree with you that he is underrated. But despite him being underrated, the other teams look at other potential quarterbacks that they can grab. Some people in mock drafts have Mac Jones all the way down to like 14 and 15. And your guy doesn't even come up until the second round. The Bears could get him in the first round without moving anywhere. It sounds like something the Bears would do.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Kaelin Munn, here's a guy he was a 4-year starter at Texas A&M. He never made an All-American team or an All-ACC team. Never. He was really underrated, and he reminds me of a quarterback that's sitting right now in Kansas City. Same type of height. Maybe not same type of player, but same type of kind of came out of nowhere, but you knew he was there. You know, it's one of those ones like everybody knew he was a player, but you're always like, he's all right. This might be the move, Rich Sizzle, that saves Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, and the Chicago Bears.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't like them having to go so high to get him.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
If he's still available by 20, and I think he would be, take him at 20.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I don't think you got to go up to get him, though.
Well, you know, we're talking about Riverboat Ryan, and he's going to gamble away every pick. So he's going to trade the second, third, and maybe the fourth round pick for Kaelin Munn that you could have gotten in the 20th pick. So that's our top. We're going to just stop there. We're going to stop there because the Bears picked at 9. We're done. We're getting ready for day 2. We're going to wrap it up. So, Rich,
it's not like when we get to 20 that we can't just say, what position do the Bears need most? They kind of need them all. So
the Bears need everything. And if you can get everything at number 20, then you better head and get it. But if not, then trade away half your draft for the number 9 pick and pick Kaelin.
Okay.
All right. So that's where we are. So you know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Look, if you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, please feel free to hit the button. It's somewhere here or there. Hit the button, like, subscribe, thumbs up, everything. And you know, if you can't find us, you can always find us at hashtag IronSkillet219. We're there on any social media platform. We are here for you. We love you. And we want to say that we would not trade away our whole draft, but we are not Ryan Pace. So with that said, hey man, you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. We are the talk of the 219. We are the hottest talk in the 219, and we will see you on the other side.